Rock and roll.
The doctor will see you now.
Or Duncan will bite your face off. That's right. he's feeling evil today. Do I get to be your evil assistant? I'll just be Igor and walk around with my hump. I'll walk around humping everything around.
Hump? What hump?
Exactly. We'll hump till Wednesday.
Dear.
Oh, bad. Hey, James is in the house. Welcome, James. He just showed up. Oh, I can welcome everybody here. We got all the way from over in Maine showed up just a few minutes ago. All the way from over in
Wait a minute, I'll fix it.
What are you doing, Ed?
Wait a minute, I'll fix it.
You're going to fix what? Is he talking to his wife?
The damn
The
echo.
damn what?
The echo.
Oh, echo. Let's see if we can go around the room. Echo. Nobody else is echoing with me.
No, I mean I can do echo and go echo. But yeah, no.
Yeah, we could do. Got to do that Three Stooges thing. Echo.
Oh, I don't know about
Echo. Got to put that weird ass chord in there. Hey, Ireland in the house. Kathy Ireland is here. Do you remember her? She had to be worldwide, man. Duncan, how about you? You remember Kathy Ireland?
Don't believe I do.
Oh, you have missed so many a boner. You have missed many wank jobs, my friend.
At my age, I've missed a lot.
Oh man!
Should point out. Ed's not. Go on, Ed. Wake up. We got a new member.
We got a new member.
We've got a new member. Curtis C is in the house. Is now a DMF.
He's currently on the dumb motherfucker tier. Awesome sauce. Thank you, Sir Curtis. Was that Curtis that was in here last week?
I better add him to the ticker.
Awesome. He's going in down below. Not like that. His name forever shall wave underneath our lovely program. All due to our producer, DKG Custom. He does about 40 of these a week for people. Let's see. So we got Scotland. I'll call it that way because I am Scot and I am from an unknown land, but now I have my own land there, Duncan. It's Scotland. Welcome, John. Let's see, Scott, the Bluegrass Lesson has been an endless source of taglines for me. Thanks. Oh, awesome. I'm glad somebody found that useful. It's the first time somebody has actually said something in person about that lesson over the past, 7, 8 years, however long it's been since I put that out. And you're correct about the taglines on there. If anybody hasn't got that, went to check out the Bluegrass Lesson stuff, go check it out because it's more, again, in my wheelhouse. Therefore, it's going to sound better than me trying to pretend to be a rocker. So I think Ed knows pretty much all the licks that are on that thing too. We all just sit around no matter what we're playing. If it's in G, you get it's always in there. Okay, what happened to Ed? He fall in the toilet?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I probably can't do it right now because my fingers are too stiff.
There it is.
Oh my God, my hands are stiff.
His hands are stiff from gigging last night and from setting up and tearing down and playing in the rain. And
no, night before last.
Oh, was that the night before last? And everything was, I saw a video of a bunch of shit exploding. And what was all that?
What?
Yeah, there was there was stuff on fire and people running everywhere, and yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, it
No,
looked like a big
so-
torrential downpour and some lightning, and it looked pretty hardcore. And you got to go watch your video, man. It's scary.
The one where I cooked.
Yeah, the one where you cooked.
No, I was standing outside my.
Oh, that was your meal exploding?
I was standing outside my front door in a rainstorm.
Is that what was going on?
Yeah, it was a lightning storm the other night.
Well, see, I knew something was blowing the fuck up. That was his food. Sorry, folks. Yeah, Dad. Ed always posts a couple tunes every week on his channel with his band playing somewhere because they play all the flipping time. Jealous on this end, and so he posted the songs, and then he, as he does sometimes, posts how to make some grub or just whatever he was making that day. But he was actually going through like Julia Childs, putting all the info out there. But right between playing and showing you how to cook, I just saw this big flipping mess of flames and water, and I thought maybe you got rained out and everything screwed up all the food at the gig.
No, that was just a couple nights ago when I went outside during the rainstorm. But
with
the
your
point, the
umbrella.
point of that, the title of that, just the tip,
Yes.
was in the band playing at the beginning. That whole table got up and threw money in the tip jar.
Yeah, they did one at a time.
That went on all night long.
Yeah, Fred was back there. He couldn't get any harmony vocals in because he was every single time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you guys bring in some good money on the gig?
Yeah, we did
Because of the
okay.
tips? Because of the tippers?
We did
Did you
okay. This
Oh.
has been a really slow season for tips because of fuel prices and the prices on the strip at the resort. Everything's gone up. The food, the booze, renting a place to stay. They're just milking it for everything they got. And where people used to throw you like a $20 tip,
Yes.
they'll throw you like $3 or a $5.
Or squeeze the shit out of $1 and hope
Yeah,
quarters come back.
You should put a little label on your tip bucket. It says tips are now up 20%.
Yeah.
please pay respectfully.
Has anybody seen the Facebook thing? It's posted on there. I don't know if it sounds like that Ed and I tend to visit the same people's crap, so we get the same junk in our feed. But there was a deal on there that showed prices for different songs. Have you seen that one? Yeah, if you're the band, Achy Breaky Heart costs you $1,000.
Anything by Jimmy Buffett.
Anything by Jimmy Buffett, yeah. Now, you've seen that one. I knew you did. Yeah, and it was funny because it had all the Achy Breakies. It had anything by, it had Freebird and Sweet Home as two different songs, two different prices. But go ahead.
Are you saying that if you request the music, that's how much you got to pay?
It's going to cost, it's like a menu for you.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I'd love to see that on a board
if you
behind
want certain songs, fine.
From the menu, a la carte.
Shit that you've had to, few that you've had to play all your fucking life. Yeah, those are definitely on the a la carte thing for.
Yeah, service charge not included.
Yes.
The one that I'm a member of on Facebook is called Cover Band Central.
Yes, me too. Yes.
And lately they've been on this real dig about cargo shorts and cargo pants.
I've been hearing that.
Of which I own a plethora of both. and the one guy posted, all right, let's make the haters cry. Post your pictures of cargo shorts. And I said, well, here's me last night in cargo pants. And cargo pants and cargo shorts, they're all a big freaking joke until somebody needs a ratchet set or a pulled pork sandwich. And you just reach in your pocket and pull it out.
That's what she said.
Hey, I got a good joke for you.
Well, real quick, what would necessitate an entire pant instead of shorts?
They're long-legged.
Okay, that's all it takes. Name that.
That's
Name
all
that
it
joke.
takes. Yeah, just below the cargo pockets on the side, there's still pant leg.
Okay, is there any more cargo?
And mine are the elastic waistband, of course.
Ooh. Oh, I know the answer already. The garage.
The garage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the cargo.
That's where the car goes.
Oh.
Okay, here's a good joke for
Rim
you.
job. Okay, go ahead.
What's blue and smells like red paint?
What's blue? I had some nasty shit, but I usually do take a couple Percocets and they go away in a couple hours. But what's
James
blue?
Sanders got it. Blue paint.
What?
Blue paint smells like red paint.
They all smell the same. Oh, I can vouch that they don't. Well, I'm not talking about
they
paint.
don't.
If you're talking pussy, then it don't all smell the same. Did I just come out and say that? I think I did. Sometimes you get snapper, sometimes you get carp, sometimes you get. Oh, what's the one that's so bad? Catfish.
By the way, real quick, I would like to thank John Pearson if he's here. Yes, he is. John,
he is.
Thank you.
Give
John
us a little
Pearson,
bit of volume.
Randy Schartiger, and Dwayne Brocious for joining my Patreon page. And I would appreciate it. Anybody that can support us over there. I got 3 patrons. It's a beautiful thing. And
thanks, guys. That's cool.
The more I get, the more I'll post, and the more curmudgeonly I will get.
Awesome.
Because I am now the curmudgeon.
Oh, that's your new name I should call when I'm on your back.
Call me the curmudgeon. I'm old and grumpy. I do what I want, when I want, where I want, but I just have to ask my wife first.
Awesome. Hey, Bronze Snake in the house. It says his condoms have elastic waistband. Beautiful. Yeah, thank you guys for going over there and hooking up with Ed, man. That's too cool. Congrats.
Curtis C, thank you for $5 for the lesson jar, since you don't have an appreciation button on your videos. Oh.
Yeah, where are those? Somebody asked me about those.
You have to activate it in settings, I believe.
I looked for it. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, some of them things are tricky.
Well, that's what she said.
You have to look under monetization, I think, or memberships or something.
I've looked under my member a couple of times. I didn't like what I saw. Had barnacles.
Had Famunda cheese.
Famunda cheese. Against Curtis, thanks for every flipping thing. You've been amazing for joining up, for pitching in, for every flipping thing. As you guys can tell, I'm losing the battle to my guitar collection as of behind me. They're going away. What happened is, holy crap, this has been beautiful. Had one guitar sell 3 times this week. And finally,
how do you handle that?
It sold and somebody else didn't want it. And then I listed it again with the buy it now. Somebody bought it, but they didn't pay for it. And
Dwayne Nixon, thank you for $5.
Hey, awesome, man. Woo-hoo! Down they come.
Well, you know what, Scott? If you can't collect guitars, collect dollar bills.
I'll stand right here and collect dollar bills. I got my shirt open. Bring some in the top. Thanks, Dwayne, man.
Open up the pockets to your cargo pants.
Oh, you could do that. Okay, now you got to run over to Ed's place and then run over to Duncan's place and throw a quarter or 10. They make change over there. I don't.
They make change.
Change.
I haven't made anything change lately.
No, I don't know. Somebody told me this was not proper, but has anybody ever went to a stripper club, bent her over, and swiped your card down the little card reader she has?
Well, no, but we used to fold a dollar bill up into a little tent.
Oh, and put it on your face?
No, never went that far. We just put it on the stage, and then she'd pick it up.
Pick it up with her snatch or her tongue or one of the two.
Butt cheeks.
Now, my ex-girlfriend father, he talked about.
Oh, she used to dance for me, yeah.
He talked about when he was like abroad on business and stuff like that, and they'll take them to these strip bars or whatever. And there was one place where some woman, you basically put a stack of coins on the table, and the woman would just come along and just like
suck them up.
Suck them up. so what they used to do is like heat the coins up on the candle on the table, then put the stack up. And
no way!
So she'd come and pick him up, and then just like cough all of them.
Oh no!
Again. One quick story. Me and my buddy.
I don't believe it. What are you talking about?
Me and the bass player of this one band years ago. We went on break, and 3 doors down was a strip club.
Oh,
and we ran down there on break. We ran down there on break, and he hit one of the dancers in the face with a handful of change.
On purpose?
Well, yeah.
Just had it.
He was drunk. He was intoxicated. No, he threw it at her.
Oh, really?
He just threw it at her, and the bouncer broke his nose. So he got to play the rest of the gig with his nose smashed against his face and bleeding.
Yeah, I've thrown bouncers at strippers before, but never quite to that way you're talking about.
Well, I've never been to any of these sordid places because I'm a good old Christian boy.
Oh, do they have titty bars over there, Duncan, over in England, for people who don't know where Duncan's at?
Oh, yeah. Well, we have ankle bars. We can go along and say, someone will lift a skirt up and you can see a bit of ankle or something like that. Nothing too outrageous.
What?
An ankle.
An ankle bar?
An ankle. You know what an ankle is?
Yeah,
down by your foot.
The real risque ones go all the way up to the knee.
Now, hang on here.
Now you're saucy.
There's something sick and wrong. I got to get to the bottom of whatever's going on here. An ankle bar.
I'm joking with you. It's old Victorian kind of like standards. If you see an ankle, people would faint.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we have titty bars over here. Actually, funny thing was when I was working in London. I can't remember what it was. I was working on what was that bloody stupid Dan Brown film? With Tom Hanks. I can't remember what it's called now. Angels and Demons or something like that. Anyway, we're working on this in this office, like 3rd floor up, which was opposite a well-known strip club in Soho. And so you'd be sitting there like working away, look out the window, and across the way, you just see all the girls in the top room where they just hang out, and they're all just like wandering around completely stark and naked and flapping their tits up out the window. And
was it like Amsterdam?
Hey,
I don't know.
You don't know?
Can you go to Soho and find a place called Liho Fuchs? Get a big bowl of beef chow mein.
There was a few places, but I don't know about that one.
Well, it's Warren Zevon sang about it in Werewolves of London.
Liho Fuchs.
Seen a werewolf walk in with a Chinese menu in his hand, looking for a place called Liho Fuchs.
I'm sure there's a joke in there, and I'm just too tired to miss. I'm not getting it.
No, it's the song lyric by Werewolves of London by Warren Zevon.
I'll have to look it up.
Now, I still want to hear. We never got past where the ladies are at here. You're talking about titties up on a top of a building. That's what last I heard. Well, up on the top floor.
Yeah, that's
now,
right.
Are the windows open?
No, they're closed. Okay, when you say the windows are open, is that
I'm just wondering if they're actually no. I'm just wondering if they're are the drapes flapping in the wind?
Yeah.
Oh, you ever seen a loose meat sandwich like that? Holy crap!
They had sometimes they did have their windows open.
I think COVID probably has put a clamp on the strip clubs.
Oh, Curtis asks, how do I get my money back? Yeah, I'm shitting you. I just wanted to look down and see that there.
Yeah.
What the hell's this?
Where's the unappreciation button?
How many guitars did you sell this
Unappreciated.
week?
A few, probably 6 or 7.
What's left for sale that you can look at, that you can see behind you?
Stratocasters, 7 of them.
Boy, why aren't them Stratocasters moving?
None of them are moved. Some of them have sold, but nobody paid for them. I think they're too customized for some people. It's just a matter of a pick guard and knobs. People want white pick guards instead of something with titties on it, or something that looks cool, but is my taste, I guess, and not theirs. See, they won't even touch the lovely Peavey Predator axe with the Seymour Duncan. I'm sorry, not the Seymours, but the Paul Reed Smith pickups and everything in it. And
is that USA made?
Yes, USA made, and it's got. I put the large CTS pots in it, the good ones. So I put it all up, the good stuff. I put great tuners on there. Put the Paul Reed Smith pickups in there.
How much?
And $349.
Man, that's giving it away.
That is giving it away. Most people would charge double for it. I bet it would sell if I took
if you ordered Seymour Duncan pickups, if you could buy them, they'd cost that much.
Oh, I know. Yep, just for the pickups. I bet if I took, that's the one with the white kitty cat decal I put on there, that where he's flipping the bird. Otherwise, the guitar's just red, or it's red. Got the white pick guard, then red pickup covers, red knobs, blah blah blah. But I think people want it just red and white plastic and call it a day, and throw in the old.
It gets to the point where you'd actually make more money if you took it apart and just sold the pieces.
Oh, that's what I am going to do with a few of these, is just take them apart and sell them one at a time. I've got a piece at a time. This guitar I'm pointing to right here, which is that seafoam green or whatever modulus graphite guitar. I'm thinking I'm just going to tear it apart and sell each individual part, and because it's not selling for the lovely $800 I got on it, but I bet you I can get $1,000 out of the neck by itself. if I just sell the neck by itself.
What kind of neck?
The modulus graphite.
Oh, graphite neck. Oh,
yeah, and it's got graphite, real graphite modulus, or real what do you call it?
You need carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber. Thank you. It's got the real carbon fiber pick guard, real carbon fiber back, and carbon fiber knobs, carbon fiber everything else on it, except for the body is made out of tone wood. And it's got great pickups in there, some kind of custom shop Fender pickups I stuck in it. Yeah. So for $800, nobody's buying it. So I know I can get $1,000 out of the neck by itself. So I might do that. And I know the the pick guards and so forth on there, I can get $150 out of a set of those, because they're selling for like $250 on eBay. So something that's just barely been touched, that would be cool.
Ed, don't forget to highlight the chat. We got a new member again.
I just highlighted it.
Oh, did
you?
Do it again. Where is it? There it is.
Who's in the guitarded section?
John Pearson.
John joined up?
He's all green.
Yeah, he is. I wondered what that meant.
Give me a second. John. Give me a second, John. I'll add you to the ticker. Don't forget you can use the groovy little emojis that as a member. So try those.
It may not keep the guitars here, but it will keep me interested in coming on here and yakking and talking about coochie dancers. I know Duncan and Ed are going to keep showing up for free, so they love that about it. Now we've got big, huge plans for this thing. Now we're going to turn it into a titty channel where Ed, I, and Duncan are actually dancing and showing our titties.
Well,
So, look forward to that.
you really want to drive people away now, don't you?
Oh, I forgot to ask you about it, didn't I?
I'm only
one of you wasn't up for it, but one was.
I'm only 79 away from 3,000 subs, and we've got 54 people in here.
Everybody go sub to Ed then.
Do I have to use my all my soccer accounts like we did get you up to 1,000?
Yeah, what the hell? I've got a whole bunch of fake subs.
Yeah.
These people haven't been on my channel for 10 years. Not the people here now, but the people that are actually joined to my account are the people that used to love watching the train wreck that was the Tonewood debate.
Martis Thomas asks, do you have the Ibanez Comet Blue Roadster anymore?
No, I don't. I actually told everybody how much they should pay for those and to make sure and grab some and hold on to them. And I sold mine. And then within 4 months or so, then they were going for about 3 times that price. I had 3 or 4 of them, but that blue one was awesome because it has matching color on the pickups and everything else. It kind of looks like my Peavey back there where they actually used to match all the plastics to the guitar, which was cool. They'd still go with either a black or a white pickguard. But if you guys remember seeing those Roadstar guitars or Roadsters, they made 2 different lines. But yeah, they had the ones with the yellow with the red. Actually looks a lot like that guitar back here, but this one sounds better. Why? Because I love the pickups that are in it. And that's why they're in there, because it's so flipping amazing and nobody will take it for a steal.
Martis Thomas says he has a yellow one, but he thought the blue one was cool.
Oh, the yellow one is the one I thought was cool too. I would love to. I'm just a bumblebee son of a bitch, so I have a place over in the UK that they don't. I haven't found a place to utilize here in the States, but if send them your pick guard or whatever, and they will cut you a new one. Because you can't find a black Roadstar pick guard when you need one because they just basically don't exist. They did everything in white. But yeah, I would if I had that yellow one. Yes, first thing I would personally do. Maybe that's why I don't sell guitars, or why I can't sell guitars, is I would send off and have a black one done and sent back to me and make it look like a goddamn bumblebee. But yeah, I think it's maybe my fascination of getting rid of all white pick guards, which has led to the demise of the sale of Strats behind me. White pick guards don't exist on any of these. But yeah, I love the yellow one that you're talking about. I always thought it was the coolest one.
I always wanted an Ibanez Gem just because they came in pretty colors.
They had every color.
I like the pink one and the yellow one and the green one. I like the one that was swirly dipped.
Oh yeah, I had that one.
Oh, the swirly dipped one was cool.
I had swirly dipped acrylic.
Yeah.
Is that the one that came with the handle?
Yes.
Yeah, the monkey grip.
Yeah.
What monkey?
That's what they called it for some reason. I guess
where were monkeys involved?
Is a monkey. He was a Neanderthal, basically, but just a couple steps before, so he was still a monkey.
You got a pet monkey, like to get drunky, sing boogie woogie. It sound real funky. Sing one, monkey.
Sing one, monkey. Hey, let me see.
I gotta say though, with the handle idea, I'm surprised more people didn't actually do that, because it's not a stupid idea.
What are you looking at, Scott?
I'm just checking out this one site.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my niece.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, she went out and had some new pictures done, so she sent me one, so I thought I'd share. She's like 28, so yeah, I'm allowed to
Yeah,
allowed to do that nowadays.
you got a lot of dudes in the chat with their tongues hanging out now.
I heard King Tut on the radio today.
No shit.
And realized what a fun song that was.
I know. If anybody gets a chance to go check out Steve Martin doing King Tut, or you haven't done it in a long time, go check that out. And while you're at it, just for fun, there were a lot of songs like that, like a song called The Streak. You remember that one, Ed?
Oh, yes, they
Jim
call him the
Stafford.
Streak.
Jim
That's
Stafford.
the one. That's the one.
Jim Stafford had a song called A Real Good Time.
Okay.
And he calls the number on the phone booth for a good time. Call this girl. And he calls her up. And he says, I'm especially interested in numbers 11, 13, 24, these different things she'd do for a good time. And at the end of the song, he's calling her from the police station saying, you and I have, she goes, okay, you wait right there and I'll meet you. And the cops come and pick him up and he calls her back and he says, you and I have a completely different idea of a real good time.
Yeah. I loved all them old songs. He also had the one about the squirrel in the church.
Wildwood weed.
Okay.
Wildwood flower
weed grew wild on the farm. We didn't know what it was called. Some said it was a flower and some said it was a weed. We never gave it much thought. Had part of wildwood flower in it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how it goes.
One day I went looking for my brother and he was singing naked up on the windmill. He said he flew up there. I had to fly up and get him down.
Oh, that was a beautiful song, man. I'll get to a lot of people asking me down here, TC talking. I'll get with you, TC. Yeah, you had songs like what was it?
I don't like spiders and snakes.
Spiders and snakes over there, and then you had there was one about King Kong and Mr. Jaws and
Guitarzan.
Oh, I see up there. Bronze Snake wrote Guitarzan. TC, white guards are boring. Fender uses them only because they're the cheapest option. That's pretty much true. And funny thing is didn't they? God, it's hard to say. I'm sorry, I'm not a major first 1 or 2 year electric Fender aficionado, but I know that on their broadcaster, Telecaster, Nocaster, blah, 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 was for the most part white pick guards. And I don't know when they threw, I know by 1952 they were throwing black guards on the tellies.
Yeah.
And it didn't last too awful long, but that's the ones everybody wants is the black pick guard one. And everybody goes for a 52 reissue with a real telly pickup instead of the one that they use to make it try to sound like a bass guitar. But that's the one everybody wants is the butterscotch and the black guard. But so they put the black pick guard on. Everybody wants it. So what do? Well, hey, cool. Let's go back to white.
Can we just be a little bit honest about the pick guard? Because it's not really there to protect the guitar body from
it's
pick
there
scratching.
To mount shit too.
Yeah, it was just a perfect part of the manufacturing process.
It's there to hide the holes.
There to hide the holes that they cut in it that they don't want to have to fill in, and
it's just so much easier. Just so much easier for the production line.
Cost, a sheet of plastic doesn't cost that much.
How many people take the pick guard off their Les Paul?
All of them.
Probably except me.
Yeah, most of them. I always left mine on, oddly enough, on a Les Paul. I just didn't like the look without him.
Well, I just didn't want to lose the screw.
Ed, you lost screws a long time ago, mate.
Somebody says, grip that monkey. Oh, that's back when we were talking about the monkey. Gotcha. Hold on, I'll catch up. I have 4 stars and I'm thinking about selling 3. Oh, you bastage. Somebody sells them every now. I hate that. Well, somebody's got to own them too. I guess I would hate it if I wanted them and nobody had them for sale. And what I always do that screws everything up for everybody is I sell all my guitars and I buy half of them back. Whenever somebody's done with their guitar, they're like, "Hey, Scott, I'll sell it back to you." And I always go, "Okay." It's kind of a bad habit to have, I guess. Because then I go around the second time and I'll sell it for cheaper than I did the first time.
Well, we won't do that this time now, will we?
We'll try to learn.
Hello, Dwight.
Let's see, what, we got Dwight in here?
Yeah.
Where?
Well, he just popped up. I highlighted the chat. He said, hello, Ed.
Hey, Dwight, what's happening? I don't know everybody's real name, and you do. That's what's going on.
He's only reading the names off the chat.
His channel name is Dwight Bailey.
Right.
Okay. Well, it's not. He's not hiding it.
His real name is Twice Nightly.
Twice Nightly. His Scuzz Twitly.
Why am I missing it?
Because you're not scrolled down far enough. You got to scroll down to the bottom of the chat. And you got to hit live chat, not top chat.
Ah, there he is. Okay. It works now. Oh, I had went up to read TC's stuff is what it was. And somebody had said something I wanted to... Oh, somebody had asked if I had played, ever played any Hagstrom guitars. I'm not a fan of them, but the Swede is the only one that has ever caught my eye in any way, shape, or form.
One of the original ones from the 60s or 70s.
Right.
Then I don't know if they were made in Germany or Denmark or where they were made, but
I like the current model as far as looking at it and thinking it would probably be
a Swede
guitar.
A Swede would probably be from Sweden.
Uh-huh. And isn't that a Hagstrom though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know where they were made.
At the place that makes Hagstrom guitars.
What's that one guitar?
Oh, somebody's asking about the where is it? I know they were talking about the Roland Jazz Chorus. I see an answer to it from John.
TC, Groovy Music Lessons. Thought on the Roland Jazz Chorus for Rural Disturbance 11.
Jazz Chorus, all the words in the world. Well, actually, 2 sentences. Amazing cleans for the 80s. If you're going to use the chorus. If you're not going to use the chorus, it still has a lot of clean headroom, not like a Fender Twin would. But then again, it's not going to buzz nearly as much as a tube amplifier would. But the distortion in the amp is total shit. So make sure you're using good pedals and so forth. And if you are using, as we hit on last week, pedals such as a clean boost and other things like that would be useless going into it. So you just use a normal overdrive or something like a crunch or something to get your sounds like that, stuff that sounds like you're hitting the preamps instead of the power amp tubes. But probably the best solid state amp ever made, arguably, as far as just a good platform of having a great amplifier, period.
people like that little rolling cube, and I think it sounds like a
It sounds
can
like
of,
horse's ass. Yeah.
can of bees.
Yeah, it does sound like a can of bees. Had an old keyboard player. He's still old. Keyboard player that he used a little silver rolling cube for a while for that. And finally I talked to him and he ended up using 2 15s, 2 10s, 2 horns.
Not much of a change there.
Not much, no, instead of the cube. And then you had to get him a 16 channel mixer to run all his new keyboards in. I talked to him into, and it's like, I had to teach him. It's like, well, this isn't, because he came from a local Indianapolis 80s rock band, because it was the 80s and he played rock and everybody needed a synth player because everybody had to get the new DX that came out, and all of a sudden everything was affordable. But he came over and thought he'd take a chance at the country thing. And he's like, you guys taught me more than any other goddamn band out there. You know, it's like everybody else just wanted beep, beep, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. That song, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm sure that Duncan knows that song well.
I know that song.
Exactly. He's like, I want to play piano. I don't want to be a keyboard player. I want to play piano. It's like, okay, well, we need you for both. Here, get you a good piano. You can play that 90% of the time. Yeah, the rest of the time you got to be a fiddle player. So he went for that and found a good fiddle patch on some of that Roland D50s. And
Painter Dan, to ask Scott about a Katana, you might as well ask him about a banana.
Exactly. I had a Katana guitar.
No, the amp.
I don't know anything about
or maybe it means a sword.
I've watched about 300 channels that reviewed the amp, so I imagine whatever I would have to think about them wouldn't be much.
They're fine. If you get the 50 or the 100 watt one, you've got a loud ass amp.
Is it good sounding?
Yeah, it's got a good clean sound.
But you sound so enthused.
Well,
It is what it is. Is it better?
It's the snob daubery in me coming out.
Well, to be fair, there must be a point where just an amp is just a fucking amp.
Oh, there is a point.
You know, where you do talk about this snobbery and which amp is better. Yeah, it's just a fucking amp. Do you know what I mean?
I definitely know what you mean. I can't say I would be exactly as happy as I currently am, but if I was to be told, look, Scott, from here on for the rest of your life, I'm going to give you this little Peavey amplifier from the 1980s, solid state, Bandit, Special, Renown, whatever amp model, I'd say, great. Give it to me. Amps like that,
It'll never break.
It'll never break. It'll always sound like it does, which isn't horrible, which isn't superb, which isn't anything, but it's flat. You know, you can do whatever you want to it. It's not going to be super ultra amazing just sitting there, but it'll sound better than a lot of amps that have a lot of shit crammed into it already. But it's just a good, solid, do everything in the world amp, and it blows the shit out of things like Behringer or something would put out. Not that they do put out stuff, but they used to put out guitar amps, didn't they?
They still do. There's plenty of them.
Are there?
Yeah. All anybody ever needs is any amplifier
that's clean.
And hear me out.
Okay.
The old Zoom 505 multi-effects pedal.
Yeah.
The multi-effects pedal that does everything you never wanted to do.
Right.
And with a pause between every one when you hit the foot switch, there's a pause.
Mm-hmm.
So that you don't come in, you never come in on the one. You're always in on the two or the three.
John says, I need some of what you guys are smoking. Well, that costs a lot of money. Well, they allowed me to put that in the mail. Nobody's answering.
No.
Well, it's
Does
not part of
does it depend on how good it is?
tonight's show is sponsored by marijuana.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if you want to spend for a 15-watt tube amp for $250, go with the mono price stage right with a Celestian speaker. It's not a Blues Junior, but it's as damn close as you'll ever get for $250.
And let me ask you this, since the guy did ask about the amp, you've played the amp before, the Boss, Katana. What do you think about it compared to its alter ego?
I wouldn't spend
Fender,
money.
The Fender one.
The Katana
Versus that Fender Mustang thing.
And modeling, and I'm not into that.
Right. Whereas I am. All my amps are the Johnson solid state modeling and tube.
Well, I'd have to tell you that you would have to make that judgment for yourself. You'd have to go, you'd have to get your ass out of your chair and march it down to the local music Boss Katana store.
Everything's, yeah.
And try one out.
And I don't know how music stores are these days, but I know back in my day, they actually used to let you take it home. I don't know if such mom pop stores exist anymore.
Yeah, they won't do that no more. No.
Yeah, I used to take it to a gig
and try it out,
and actually see if it kept up with everything.
Yeah,
or to a rehearsal or what have you.
Your old local mom and pop guys would do that, man.
Yeah, they'd let you just take this guitar home, take this amp home, and
then if you broke it, you bought it.
You broke it, you bought it. Yeah. But yeah, everybody all the time just used to bring a new amp in, once a week or something until they found what they were looking for. But the people didn't mind. They knew, if you were always good for your money in the past, you would build up that relationship like anybody would. But
well, that was back in the day, and I'm talking about the 70s and the 80s. Where I would spend so much time in the local music store that they'd go, "Oh, here he comes again."
Right.
You used to think that you worked there.
They knew I was going to have to touch everything in the store, but they didn't mind because that's where I spent all my money.
Right.
They knew if I had any money, I was going to spend it, even if it was just on sheet music.
On shit music
and guitar strings,
See, the thing is,
I'd go to the music store to buy 6. I'd drive 10 miles to the music store to buy 6 guitar picks.
Yeah.
One for each string.
Now I order them online.
Well, that's what I was going to say about you're talking about how you be able to take away an amp and try it out, and nowadays don't you just buy it on Amazon, and then if it's shit you just send it back.
Well, yeah,
or just throw it away.
It's kind of like
well, you want your money back.
Yeah, it's like
$3 for
movie streaming services, or going on a date. You take her out for a little bit, see if it puts out what you need, and if not, then you take it back, say about later.
What you're saying is saying, okay, darling, I'm going to take you to the cinema. Well, actually, it's around my house. I've got Netflix.
yeah, just take it.
Try these cheese puffs.
Yeah.
Jody 676 says, "Have you tried the Fender Acoustasonic guitars?" No, I have not, but that is the one guitar I would consider buying.
Hey, Ed, can I have just a little more on your mic?
Yes, you may.
Hey, there you are. Thank you. Okay, yeah, I would try it too. I would be all about it. I got to try one momentarily at a gig that belonged to the band before us. They were striking the stage and we were getting ready to set up, and I was like, Make sure that's the last one you unplug. I want to check this out. I
Okay,
have to
look.
get the acoustics. Go ahead.
Remind me and the audience what the Fender Acoustasonic guitars are.
Yeah,
It's
the
a
Acoustasonics.
$2,000 acoustic guitar that has a piezo pickup. It has a regular magnet pickup. It's a funny hollow body guitar shaped in the shape of a Telecaster or a Stratocaster,
And now the
handcrafted in the
Juice
US of
Master.
A. And now there's a player's model made in Mexico that's only $1,000.
Is there?
Yes.
When did that happen?
About a couple months ago.
Everybody's been waiting on that. I was just reading about it last week on a forum, so it must have been a couple of weeks ago. I can't wait till that happens. And
I went to a Sam Ash and asked them if they had an Acoustasonic, and they said, no, we don't have one yet, but here, try this Taylor that's the same thing. And
it's the same thing,
did not, it was $2,500 and I did not like it at all. It did, I could not feel anything playing it.
That's what I think. I hear the same type of thing from a lot of the same people that, I mean, I've had the granddaddy of the Taylors. It was 4,000 and some bucks. It was a 924 CE something. And it was not my cup of tea, even though I bought it sight unseen, just on a, bought it online. Okay, let's leave it at that. And then when you get to the USA Paul Reed Smith electrics, I haven't tried their acoustics, but their electrics and the Fishman acoustic electrics feel really odd to me. I wasn't able to bind with either of them too easily. So,
yeah, TC, that's not an Acoustasonic. Those were called the Stratacoustic and the Teleacoustic that had the fiberglass back.
I remember those. Yeah, those were the
absolute crap. Chinese.
I can't remember what those were called.
Strat acoustic and
Stratacoustic and the teleacoustic, yeah.
And they were garbage. They were garbage.
Horrible. Yeah.
At which point, I've got to ask you, Ed. Remember the guitar I bought you, the Kenneth Boudreau Acousticaster?
Yeah.
How is that? Is that still working? Because that remind me, that was basically a piezo under the bridge, wasn't it?
Right. That is just a regular Stratocaster with an acoustic like Ovation style bridge glued to the top with a piezo pickup under the bridge, and then the controls were right where they would be for a Stratocaster, but there was no switch, just a tone and a volume and a 9-volt battery. And that is actually I used that guitar playing with just me and Linda for quite a while.
Right.
And playing it through an amp. I'll have to break that guitar out. I haven't, thanks for reminding me. I haven't thought about that guitar in a while. I need to break that guitar out and do a video. Yeah, it was handmade by a guy in Connecticut named Kenneth Boudreau.
Yeah, it was a unique son of a bitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was just a knockoff Strat body and Strat neck. You know, they weren't real Fender body parts or anything. But the idea of it and putting, a top-loading acoustic bridge on it, the kind that they have on the Ovation, where the strings go through the wood bridge, and he even built one that had a damn whammy on it with that bridge. Now, how he accomplished that, I can't remember.
I was going to say, how?
The one I had is one I got doesn't have the whammy.
Oh, we have to get you upgraded.
No, I don't.
Peavey made a USA. God, these are going to. I can't believe I haven't seen one in so long. Peavey hollow. Very thin, very.
I've only seen pictures.
The acoustic with the whammy bar on it.
I've only seen pictures.
Yeah, I had one for a little bit, and I can't remember what the hell it's called. But it physically had a physical whammy bar. It wasn't something that looked like one. I mean, it actually whammied and had springs and did all this, where, of course, it being 90% solid body, I'm sure helped out.
TC says Fender classic business model, just rename shit and claim it's a new product. That's not true. They do change stuff. You might not notice the change, but things do change. And now the player strats, the Mexico strats that they're selling now, they're using the same parts that they use on the American ones. They're using the 2-point tremolo. They're using the Alnico pickups.
Yeah.
So you are getting an upgrade.
Yeah, they did upgrade that.
I mean, a strat is a strat, granted.
Of course. Yeah, always.
You know, a strat is a strat. I mean, how, you know, they'll put, you know, they'll like do a compound radius, or they'll do a different radius on the neck, or they'll put different tuners on it, or they'll put different, you know, it's still a strat. Yes. Yeah. You're not going to get away from that. And it's going to sound like a strat.
It's going to always
sound like a strat. But they do change them. If you get a 1960s or 1950s strat, you're getting the bare bones of what a guitar
can do.
was. I mean, you know, they weren't all that advanced back then. And yeah, maybe they did a real good job at it. But, you know, people that say that they have to have the vintage wiring from the 50s, come on, man, wire breaks down after.
Oh, yeah, the pickups go to shit from the 50s. And
the
copper
to oxidize. And
it will break. And
it will break.
People pay a fortune for vintage pickups. And
pickup wire.
They break up. They break, like, right away.
You know, who wants to buy 60-year-old pots to put in their guitar?
But people do it all the time. And
people do it all the time.
And
they'll buy a 60-year-old output jack because it's original.
Because, yeah. And, yeah, it's it's exactly that. Yeah, you're paying for old, broken down.
TC, what are you talking about? What about the Strat Pluses?
Oh, my favorite. What's to say?
He says they just renamed the series. They really haven't innovated much in many decades. They're the 2-point trems now.
Yeah. Yeah. When you talk about, the Strat Plus, not the Strat Plus that's out now, but the original Strat Pluses with the
90s ones with the lace sensors.
Late 80s, 87 to 97.
And what was it? Was it Wilkinson hardware or whatever they had on them?
They had Spurzl locking tuners, and then they went to their own branded ones.
Okay, Fender.
And so they had the locking tuners. That was the first time they did them.
They had the roller nut.
Had the 2 different roller nuts. The first one being a Wilkinson, and then the help me out, kids. Somebody over there is going to remember.
Fender LRS.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that they're currently still putting on some guitars now that they should have been all along, but they have added it to something. I can't remember what they've added it to, but you can still buy them as a direct replacement for anything. But I tend to put the roller everything on every guitar that I plan on keeping forever.
They never put roller saddles though on anything.
I know, I do.
Fender never did.
I did on my junk guitar. I built.
Yeah,
especially Peavey Taylor bridges have roller saddles.
Yeah, even if they're a fixed bridge. Kaler makes large bridges to cover up the holes of a, actual whammy bridge that they would make. So they would make a certain model that would cover up the holes that were left in it. And even those, or the ones that you would buy just to put on a Strat, and it was shaped to cover up the hole cut for the Strat whammy. But they would still, Kaler would always still have the rollers on them, no matter what. So, yeah, I toss on roller nuts. Any place you can put a fucking roller, I put it on there.
It's funny when I made the my junk guitar for the what was it, like the Gelvin bloody challenge sort of thing. I molded my own bridges, the actual bridge hang on. The saddles were molded out of carbon fiber, and I had a roller on each of the saddles, and all those, and they all had like a fucking grub, grub screw adjustment for height, and
Right.
the roller. I had a roller on each of those saddles, and that. Hang on, sorry, my mic's too loud apparently. And that's those rollers were basically just like the little brass bit that you get on the end of strings. I just cut them off and
Right.
put a
That's
little.
what I did.
Yeah,
Yeah, on this
worked
white.
great.
Oh, that's something to talk about, isn't it? Real quick, we'll go ahead and finish up with TC. I agree with you on a lot of things. There have been a lot of shit has been done to the Strat over the years, but nothing that has stuck and nothing that has made the guitar any more amazing than it has been since the 80s. I think the first thing that Fender did with a Stratocaster that made it all of a sudden the Strat was the fact that they just in 1977 put a 5-way switch in there. I know people were able to cram it right in the middle and get 2 pickups
on the
but it was
3-way.
still,
Yeah,
it was still buzzy as all fuck because the middle pickup was not reverse ground, reverse polarity like they are today in most Strats. Some of them are going back to that's what Fender's doing now is going back to the days when the Strat sucked, and what they're going to offer you now is, that's right, a 3-way switch again. That's what they're going to go to for their next idea.
well, that's why I advocate, if you're going to buy a Stratocaster, buy the Mexico one and save yourself a bunch of buyer's remorse later.
Yeah, I have zero problem with any Mexican Strat unless it just the guitar, used to be a tree that didn't ever want to be a guitar. Some guitars they just don't want to be guitars. It's the way it is. There's Shield, the Peavey Acoustic ATS. That's the one. Thanks for looking that up.
I'm just going to take this moment because J Dubs was saying my mic's too loud. Is this better now? I've moved the mic away a bit.
What?
He's
Is my
asking
mic?
J Dubs about
I'm
his
not too
mic
hot.
level.
Am I? I'm not too hot now, am I?
I always
Well,
thought-
I'm obviously hot,
I've
because I'm
always
this.
thought you were hot.
I'm just this god, sex god. But as long as my microphone's not too hot, just checking, because I'm anal about that kind of shit.
Let's see. What's John saying?
He's waiting for his refund.
On what? I know he's on something.
Probably on his Gibson.
Oh, duh. TD is saying, I guess we need Robo tuners on the Strat now. That's happening in a way, and only to one person. Philip McKnight. He's buying a couple sets, from what I understand from the deal the other day on Friday. His thing like this, whatever you call it. I'm too stoned. I can't remember what these are called that we're doing.
I have a Robo
breasts.
tuner.
It's what?
Called a Robo tuner. It's called my left hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that Phil said he's going to put that he loves the Robo tuners, not necessarily on a Les Paul, but he's going to put them on a Strat. So he's going to need 2 sets of them in order to get 6 per side.
But don't most people who actually play guitar, professionally or properly, don't they? If they got a Les Paul with the Robo tuners on, don't they just like tear them off and replace them with just like normal tuners?
Well,
yes,
some guys have. Some guys have.
Yeah, most people do it. Most people do things just because they've heard other people tell them to. Most people don't know best
why
that's a good point. That's a good point, actually.
For themselves. They keep running the trend instead of stopping and landing on something and going, It's good. It's great. What's wrong with it? Why do I keep changing?
I
chasing
thought it was a great idea, personally.
chasing stuff. What's that?
The Robo tuner. I thought it was a great idea.
It is a great idea.
Yeah, there's no doubting that it's a great idea, and the fact that it's gone is sad. But you can still buy them and put them on your axe. It's just a matter of there's not going to be anything there to replace it once a part goes bad.
But you make a brilliant point though, and I suppose in some ways you're also responsible for things like this, where people will say, "Don't do this," or "Do it this way because this is the right way to do it." And then people say, "Well, I'll better do it that way because this guy said so," without actually figuring it out for themselves whether or not it's right or wrong.
Yeah, there's too many of these.
Like say, following the trend.
Yeah, there's too many of these channels, and there's too many channels that tell you what they think you should do. And here, let's review this and review this because what you have sucks for you because we know better than you about your own gear.
That's just like you and using water to clean your guitar, and how many people lost their mind over that.
Yeah, people been cleaning their guitar with water for years until somebody told them not to, and then they're like, "Oh, okay."
You know what I used to use?
If there was no internet, people would be cleaning their guitars with glass cleaner and whatever else, and they've been doing it for decades. I don't condone it or whatever. I just say they got away with whatever they were getting away with, and those guitars that everybody wants are from the 50s, 60s, 70s when there was no internet, and they're all amazing now. So that means they were upkept with oven cleaner or what have you, mice droppings.
Yeah, like Shield says, pledge, like furniture polish.
Yeah.
That my friend of mine is a bass player. He carries a thing of pledge in his bass case. And I said, that crap's got poison in it, and it's absorbing into your skin because he puts it on the back of the neck to make the neck slippery.
Right. And
I'm like, whatever. I don't think that's good for your skin. I don't know necessarily about the guitar.
Yeah,
it's not good for your skin. But
he's not spraying on the back of his neck, is he?
My Peavey milestone, when I bought that, the polyurethane finish on that is so thick, okay? On my Peavey milestone, right?
Okay.
I cleaned it forever with Windex. Shined it right up. It's coated. I didn't do the neck, just the body. It's got
I Windex this.
Well, you could do that with gasoline.
Yeah. But I do the fingerboard, everything with it because there's no wood. So I'll Windex it all day. I would probably Windex it I'm sure I've Windex guitars before. It don't matter what they were made of.
I should point out at this stage that this channel is not endorsing the practice of cleaning your guitar with gasoline.
Or Windex.
Or Windex.
No, just gasoline. That's not.
What was the worst thing out there? Fast fret.
John Pearson, Robo tuners, not robot users. Dang autocorrect.
Pearson said something else. Tropical Tunes makes inline sets of Robo tuners for a Strat. They also sell individual parts. Nice to know. I might give them a shot. I've had everything on my pink Strat changed out and changed out again. And guess what? Changed out again. I might try a set of those on my Strat and see how it does for me.
It's still the original guitar. Only 3 new necks.
Yeah.
4 new bodies. Several pickup changes.
Other than that and all the hardware, then changing all those.
Now
I've still got the same case.
You'll have to.
The case is the same.
You'll have to remind me. How do Robo tuners react when you use the whammy?
They don't react until you push a button.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then
it's
all of them try to tune it once.
And then if you want Open G, you hit the button for Open G, and it tunes
all
the guitar to Open G.
And they
I just imagine where he's like, you use your whammy bar, then it's like it's trying to tune automatically while
Right.
you're using the whammy. Then you come back out and it's all wrong.
Yeah, they try to play catch up only when you use a button on the back, though. It's like, okay, now go. And somebody let me know, because you guys are probably smarter than me on this one. Did somebody or not make a Robo tuner device type thing that was actually on a knob on your guitar? I don't know if it actually was just a tuner that was built into the knob and it would light up and let you know when they were in tune.
Yes, oh God, who did that? For instance, is saying Peavey did it.
Peavey did which one?
The one with the knob.
I remember there being the knob, but I don't remember if the knob made the tuner's tune or if the knob was just a tuner.
There was a guitar that you would push the 18. Okay, Vince, the AT200 and Terrace Auto Tune. It's a Peavey guitar that you hit.
I know that guitar very well. Yes.
You hit the button and you can just pick any freaking tuning you want.
Yeah. I tried to talk everybody into that technology, not that guitar. The guitar had it right. The technology was right, but they put it into a $12 guitar.
Yeah.
Imagine that on their auto, their AT2000 model.
Yeah,
the AT200 definitely holds up. If it's an AT200 on a scale of 200 to 2000, $200 is about $100 more than you should pay for it. I know that's a model number, but it's definitely a $200 guitar. But the electronics and the whole everything behind it, brilliant and gone. I used to heavily promote that thinking that's inside that guitar, not the guitar itself, but I thought it was brilliant.
There's a guitar out there now called the Lava Acoustic that's a carbon fiber guitar.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do tuning, I don't think, but it has all these built-in effects, and I've watched tons of videos of guys playing them. It's freaking amazing, and it looks like a kid's toy, but it's $1,000 guitar.
Really?
Called Lava, Lava. Look them up.
Okay. And if anybody wants any such thing, you can always find somebody to smuggle you a guitar over from Japan if you're looking at Fender stuff. But they do make Gibson scale length because people are just generally smaller in Japan. Orientals are smaller people, and so therefore they make the 24.5 or just go to a 24-inch like the Jaguars or Mustangs or what have you. They just make Strats out of a smaller thing, which is harder to play unless you put lighter strings on it. Then everything's easier to play. Imagine that. People are always like, some people don't understand why people would put like 9s on a Fender guitar and then 10 gauge set on a Les Paul style guitar. Main reason both would actually feel the same. If you put 9s on a Strat, 10s on a Les Paul, it's going to feel like you're basically playing the same guitars because the scale length. Yeah, simply that. So you would, like anybody, if it's too hard to play, put a lighter set on. I know the 7 gauge Fenders strings, or somebody's maybe it's the Dario, but the 7 gauge ones are a thing now. I know they've always been a thing for Billy Gibbons, but now people are actually gravitating and checking them out. Yeah. So they're actually checking out the 7 gauge strings strongly now. So maybe some of you with
Cletus Christ says, tuning is for losers. I like my G's and B's flatter than Callista Flucker.
Yeah. I'm with you too. I'm all about flat strings. I don't necessarily play. I know exactly from playing with the strobe tuner on the entire time I'm playing. I play as I'm tuning, I'm playing, I'm going. I don't have to play the note. I'll be like hitting a B flat on my G string in the middle of a chord, and I see that it's sharp, and I go to somewhere, and then I just tune that one up as far as I know it needs to be. But I tune every string flat, to the amount of how hard I'm hitting the string. So,
Well,
tune it how you play it.
yeah, exactly. I know guys. I've watched guys just
Tune it real soft.
barely hit their string when they're tuning it, and I'm like,
It's gonna
you're
be
not
sharp.
going to be in tune when you start playing, dude.
No,
unless
you're gonna
you
be
play
sharp.
that soft, and I know you're not gonna.
Yep. Yeah.
You're going to
That's
be
always-
sharp as hell when you.
That's for the guy, like the same kind of people do that, which is just, I don't know if it's just not know-how or they don't understand physics or they've just never heard this show before. But a lot of people do that. They just tune real soft. And I would have to say that's one of the highest things on the scale of things, something people don't know, just in general, musicians. Yeah. They ask about every piece of gear, but they can't tune a guitar. It's not the fact that the tuner shows that they're in tune. It's you're not playing it correctly. The tuner is a guide. It's not a finite thing.
That's like
just because it goes from red and then goes to green finally, that green doesn't mean you're in tune. That green says, here's where 440 tuning matches up to, but what are you going to do with it from here? Well, I'm going to go on this string back a little. I'm going to go looser on this string. Because when you start playing just with your guitar and with your tuner, if you're just going and you tune that up to pitch, and all of a sudden you're playing basically an F by the time you hit it that hard. So look at your tuner as you are playing. Just hit it hard on each string. I said hard on, but yeah, hit it as hard as you would play it. You know how hard you would play it. It's the same.
He said hard on.
Hard on. Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. I am the great Cornholio.
I've been posting. Somebody's been posting Beavis and Butthead on Facebook, and I've been sharing them.
Oh,
and
I
love the one where they do Ding Dong Ditch. And
is that why they're showing up?
Yeah, they ring the doorbell.
That?
They ring the doorbell and forget to run.
Oh yeah.
Well, I bet when he comes
like
out,
Duncan.
he's really going to be pissed.
That's like Duncan. Duncan's like, "What? You talk about me? I'm taking a piss here. Go away." Just sit there ringing the doorbell and standing there until you're caught.
I didn't even scrump for apples.
What are we supposed to even do now? Go ahead.
Back to the tuning. Do you ever get the people in the band where you're setting up the PA and you go, check your mic, and they get up to the mic and they go, check.
Oh, real soft, yeah.
They go, no, scream into the mic.
Right. We need the loudest that you will ever be for the evening. Okay, and for people out there who don't know how to check a damn microphone, however loud your loudest note is you're ever going to be throughout the night, sing that. That's how you adjust your gain, blah blah blah. Otherwise, everything's going to be distorted if you have a gain control on your mic. But yeah, and when it comes time to also, we know that on your pedal board you have lots of little knobs that say level. We know that you've got one hidden on your board there somewhere out of them 8 pedals that have a level button on it, that you're hiding a whole bunch of volume behind there to turn up when gig time comes up, not for sound check time. Everybody's waiting. Okay, I'm at half volume on my amp and I've got 300 more decibels left on my pedal board of volume I can turn up. So it's another one of those tricks that all guitar players love to do. We have tons of power on reserve to actually turn on when the gig starts as compared to when we did sound check.
Or when a bass player pisses you off.
Or when a bass player pisses you off, yeah.
James says Groovy Music Lessons. Hey, Scott, I would love to get some feedback from you on my new covers with the new audio setup. So he must be
Oh, he
recording.
got that mixing board that I sent him. Cool. I had heard you doing a was it no, it wasn't the river, I don't think. No, it was the Thunder Rolls, and you had your bass going through the new mixer. See,
Thunder Rolls, is that a
Garth Brooks?
Garth Brooks?
I think that's the one I heard of him doing it. But yeah, I'd like to hear it regardless.
Good night, Bron Snake.
He's leaving me?
Got to walk the dog. The new Jack Russell.
We always call it gotta fuck the dog.
That'll walk him.
I don't know why, it's like within the band, on the road, blah, 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 forever. Whenever we're just going to go off and do nothing, just jack off, then we would always call it fucking the dog. Why does that matter? It doesn't. It's just, what are you guys doing today? It's fucking the dog.
James says he did a cover with Gerald the Fugitive.
Oh, really? Now, if you got Gerald on there singing and stuff and playing guitar, then you've got something good, because the guy has pipes.
Yeah, I'd like to
God damn him.
hear that.
Don't you hate it when somebody sings better than you? No, it doesn't drive me nuts. It inspires me to be worse.
Okay, subscribe. Subscribe, James. I just subscribed to you, James, so sub me back.
Everybody sub, everybody do the like buttons and the other stuff. Everybody take 1 or 2 hits of acid. Whatever you got.
Don't do the brown acid.
Don't do the brown acid.
Do you know, somebody mentioned, I think last week, that the minute the guy said don't do the brown acid, the guy with the brown acid sold out.
Really? He actually sold out of acid?
Thanks, James. Yeah, I've seen you comment.
Let's see. Duncan's putting all kinds of pretty stuff on here. He's bored. Yeah, I'm not paying attention to anybody. I'm just looking at Duncan.
Yeah, I'm just doing my thing.
His doodles, his Christmas decorations.
Just reminding people that members can post little pretty pictures. Yeah, it's all right.
I didn't know that.
Carry on.
I can't
Ignore me.
Okay, I'm just looking over, seeing all kinds of pretty things popping up. And for all the people who are reading the side chat, I don't get to see that. The part you're reading, I don't see it in the format that you're seeing it in, I should say. So if you're trying to get any questions out there, I know these guys are looking for them, because I'm not, for the most part. And again, that's just the way it rolls. That's why.
Well, not many people are asking you questions. I think, Scott, I think the simple fact of the matter is, I think everybody's asked you all the questions you could possibly ask about anybody, about any guitar thing, situation whatsoever. So we just run out of questions in the entire world.
Well, has anybody asked what's the best guitar for a beginner to buy?
A Donner.
The one nearest.
The one nearest to you. Though generally the best guitar you're ever going to own is the one you sold last week.
Yeah.
Because it's always going to be, man, I should have kept that thing. So keep that thing. Whatever you have, keep it.
Lucky Stevens wants to know if you've ever toured Canada, and I think you have.
Yes. Every bit of it. Many times.
They were very polite in Canada.
Overly.
Yeah. Thing is, Scott also went there.
More so than others.
Scott went there and he saw a massive billboard. It says "Drink Canada Dry," so he went there and did.
I did drink Canada Dry. Every river, every stream is gone. I even drank all their Moosehead beer. No, what did I drink up there? Labatt's.
I got Labatt's in the refrigerator.
You do?
Yep. TC wants to know, Scott, boxers or briefs?
I don't know what they are.
Commando.
No, not Commando.
They're boxer briefs. I know what they are.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I got tired of my old nuts hanging out the bottom of the boxers.
Yeah.
So I had to put a bottom across a loose fitting brief. How's that?
Yeah. No, I think
What
I think Scott wears lingerie.
Okay. Okay. Next question.
Laundry?
Hot
Lingerie?
dogs or hamburgers?
God. Well, it depends. A hamburger if it's cooked outside. Otherwise, just give me a hot dog on with cheese in it, and I'm good.
You just wear Krusty the Wank sock.
Huh?
You just wear Krusty the Wank sock.
Yeah, he's gotten kind of crusty. Boy, there's the real one. I've got too many wank socks over here now. I had some that I screwed up on, and I know you're saying like, and this is the one you stuck with. I know. I gotta buy some pipe cleaners to
The
take
whiskers.
place of those things up on its head. Whatever those are, killing my sacroiliac.
Here you go. Cletus Christ says, which state has the best barbecue and why is it Alabama?
It's Indiana. Best barbecue, Indiana.
I thought it was Korea.
North Korea, they have great barbecue, dog. That's a good one, actually. Barbecue dog. Oh, I've had it fried. Have it barbecued.
Did you ever hear the cookbook, 1,000 Ways to Walk Your Dog?
Oh, to walk your dog? WOK?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Barbecue inquiry. Pork or a brisket? Oh, give me the brisket.
I like them both.
Do they make a pork brisket?
I
I don't know.
they got something that's close.
Now, see, here you go, everybody. All the viewers are out there. You can see this. You are getting the hard-hitting questions that everybody wants to know that you don't hear on any other guitar channel.
Right.
You don't hear this discussion on the bloody Flip McKnight's channel.
Oh, yeah, I saw Philip get in about $300-400 the other day. That was pretty cool.
Well, if you start clowning over there, they'll block you.
Yeah, they do block you over there. Kentucky has the best barbecue. Oh, Kentucky, we used to put a and I know James is going to kill me for this, but back in Indiana, we put up a fence around Kentucky and called it the zoo. And these things over here with no shoes on.
Okay, TC asked a legit question. What kind of batteries for guitars and pedals?
It depends. Supposedly.
Well, charged ones, hopefully.
I don't buy the vintage battery bullshit. In my pedals, I use a power supply. I do not use batteries because they have a tendency to go dead.
Yeah, I use strictly my power block that I use to do everything with. No batteries. I like pedals when I get them that have a battery in them just to try it out and say yes or no before I send it back 2 minutes later. But as far as running them, people, of course, if you're asking the question, have said that they like the old. What kind were they, Ed?
Well, they're just
like those Black Cats and the Panasonics and
the old Rayovac.
Rayovacs and those kind of.
They were not alkaline. They were just pre-alkaline batteries.
Right. So those kind of batteries people say are best for their distortion type units and what have you. And that's just people have said, whoever these people are, and if they are in any way reputable, even though they're famous, doesn't mean they're smart. We have Britney Spears and Justin Bieber, for God's sake, and they're famous. So, and you're not. So who's to say what constitutes a smart, famous person out there? But these famous people say distortion pedals and what have you. Any pedal made before 1970, they go for that one too. Univibes and such for. So if you've ever had flowers in your hair and doobies in your behind your ear and stuff like that, then chances are you'll like those kind of batteries. And for all the new pedals, then hey, you use the new energizers and the good ones, the copper tops.
I'll tell you what, man, if you get the lithium batteries,
Yeah.
they last a year.
Yes, they do. They're amazing. You don't want to put a lithium in some pedal from 1963.
Yeah. All right, TD504. I love this. Man, you really have to be a tool to be picky over a damn battery. Musicians are an interesting bunch.
Musicians are
Yes,
fucked up.
they are.
Yeah, musicians are fucked up.
But look at car mechanics. Look at car mechanics. You can't fix a car with Craftsman wrenches. They've got to be Proto or Mac Tool. You know, you get who the hell? What are you gonna fix with those Craftsman wrenches? You ain't fooling nobody.
Yeah, and you got to have the matching big honking what's that fucking toolbox called? The big toolbox out there in your garage, you know, the one that's like 8 foot high, the big red one.
Yeah, the Mac toolbox or the Kennedy toolbox or whatever.
It's like how many Craftsman pieces can you get to fit in something that large?
A lot.
But some people have to have nothing but, man, that's kind of like DeWalt up against Black & Decker.
Oh my God. Cletus Christ, how many Rhett Souls does it take to Summer's Eve a YouTube channel? Only one, because he's such a huge douche, and he does it with a $2,000 fuzz pedal. He's Rick Beato's buddy.
Yeah, he is. It's hard to watch some people.
Well, you know,
I've watched the guy and found some good stuff here and there, you know.
Yeah.
So anybody who would, okay, let's do this. Let's put it out there. Anybody who would waste their day, sit their ass down, and have a couple buddies waste their day and sit their ass down just to sit and talk about something that nobody's ever going to agree on is quite insane. But we do it. Why do we do it? We're just musical folks and we're out of our fucking minds. We have choices, a ton of them. Don't ever ask anybody, well, what's the best thing to use? Try it out. You can ask me all you want because I'm sitting here. You can ask what I think about things, but is it going to matter to you? And will it sound worth a fuck for what you want to do? Probably not. So best thing from now to anytime you ever want to ask, what's the best of this and what would you use there? I'm always going to answer the stuff I have on the ground is the best there is. And nobody else is going to think it's worth a fuck. Because that's the way it is. But yeah, try out your own shit. If you take anybody's word for anything other than stuff that you can try at home, like tunings harder while you play harder, everything beyond that is going to be up to you because everybody's opinion doesn't mean shit when it comes to your particular tone.
Did you ever have a musician in your band that you couldn't help?
No, I've never had a musician in the band.
Did you ever
Really?
have a band member? Did you ever have a band member that you couldn't help but tease?
Oh yeah,
because they were such an easy target.
Yes.
Jerry, our guitar player that's not playing with us anymore, me and Fred, we've known the guy since we were little kids, right?
Right.
And we picked on everything he did. Everything from his cargo shorts to his sandals to he came on stage with a purple curly cord.
Oh no.
And oh my God, we rode him about the purple curly cord to where, you know, he was afraid to show up for gigs because
you knew
we were going to tease him so hard.
Yeah,
And
because
it's like,
whatever.
it's because we love you, Jerry. It's because we love you, and because you're so easy to make fun of. We just can't help it.
I know some people make it so easy.
Yeah.
You know, somebody will walk in with their suspenders on, with their pants pulled up right under their nipples. The older they get, the further up their pants
They go. Yep.
And I mean, I get it, but I won't allow it to happen.
Well, maybe it's not the pants going up; it's the nipple. It's the nipples going down.
Going down. My nipples go down. Well, sometimes. Well, they're on the side now because I'm leaning back. But if I lean forward, yeah, they go
all
down.
All six of them.
All 6 nipples. Yep. Where the fuck was I?
No, this is true, Spider fan. You cannot appreciate the good stuff if you've never used the bad stuff.
Yeah. And who's to say what any of you have is shit already? Why keep shelling it out for gear until you're making enough money to simply shell it out? I mean, if you're rich, great, enjoy yourself. But if you're actually looking for the best gear out there, play the best gear out there, and the best gear you're going to find when you're trying it out is to simply use it.
I made the same money with my T60 and Bandit amp that my buddy was making in my band with his Les Paul and his Marshall. We got paid the same money.
Yep. Yeah, it didn't matter if I'd walk on a stage with a $200 guitar and a $100 amp. I was doing the same as Ed. Man, it's like, guess what? I'm making more money than you guys with the big old whoop-de-doos, you know, in your long-haired rock bands.
Hey, I don't have
working man's gear, just as Pearson said. That's what
I don't
need.
have high ticket stuff. I've got a Mexico Strat. My amp's made in Mexico. It's a Blues Junior. That's like the bottom of the line of the tube amps, other than maybe that vaporizer thing or whatever they call it.
Right.
But you know, a Princeton used to be a cheap amp. A Champ used to be a cheap amp.
There's my Peavey.
Yep. Now a Princeton amp is like $1,200, and a Vibro Champ is $1,000.
Yeah, they've went through. I can't understand the Princeton.
It used to be cheap.
Yeah, Princeton was like the cheapest thing around.
Yeah.
And why are they doing it? Because they can. Because people buy bullshit. Not that the amp is shit. It's just people. They get on something every 6 months or so, and all of a sudden, okay, I got to get rid of the Fender Mustang and I got to get the Katana. It's like both are, from what I understand, basically the same premise. They have every effect in it that you can have, and it's a modeling amp, and it's meant for your bedroom. It can possibly do some shows if you point them up at you from the front, or if you put them on an amp stand or what have you. You might get mic it, put it in the monitors. Might get away with it, and maybe it's your thing. Don't let the worst things I've always found is when you hear a sound you really, really dig, chances are you're not going to get it. You know, if it's something you hear on a record, especially, or on however you hear your music, that is pre-recorded music. Chances are you aren't going to get that sound unless I could get you that sound like that. But for you to try to figure out how to get it, go about it, and blah, 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 and ask, if you were to go on, everybody knows this, if you were to go on to, I don't care, John Petrucci's rig and try to play what he does, would you sound anything like him? No, of course not. Would your tone be anywhere close to it? No. Even though you're plugged into the same guitar and he did not change anything, he left the volume on his guitar and his tone where it was when he just got done playing that last song. You go play it and you're a strict fan and you play every song of his better than he does, you're still not going to get his tone. So
see, there's an interesting point there, because a lot of people in the guitar, guitar playing world, they get so stuck into trying to find the tone,
Right.
and
To keep up with the Joneses.
and they won't go out and play
Right.
because they're nervous because they don't feel they got the tone. Now, but what they're trying to do is, sometimes they're mimicking other people's tones
Sure.
who actually just started out and played. They didn't
Right.
care about what the tone was. They were just playing.
It just came out.
Yeah, it's just how it developed.
It might have had 2 or 3 knobs on it, and they just turned everything on 10, and well, that's what I've got to work with.
Exactly. And just play. For fuck's sake. Just go out and play.
I think that's the main thing that has gone out of what we're here for, and tone hands. What all of us are about is they have taken the word play out of playing somehow. It's like too many people sit and worry about this or sit and worry about stuff that just doesn't need to be worried about unless you can play. So just go play, go practice, go do other things.
I can't
make it
fun. Go out. I can't go out
fun.
and gig unless I can play 1,000 notes a second.
Yeah, just and playing is about fun, whether you're 18 or whether you're 38, 58. Everything has to be with an 8 though. So every time you get 8, you're going to have fun.
Are you talking about my measurements now? 1858.
Yeah.
68.
Well, I'm talking about your waist size after each year goes by. But yeah, it's like, man, I actually sat down the other day and took a guitar in my room and a little tiny amplifier back here, battery powered thing, and actually just went ahead and decided to have a ball for the night. And so I reached down and had one. Then I played my guitar and had a better time. And what was I doing? Absolutely nothing other than just playing for myself. And that's playing guitar. All the rest of it is just me doing this or you trying to do the same thing, but in the opposite. What do you call that? Reverse engineering everything that I've ever regurgitated and trying to bring it back and say, okay, here's how things were done. And that's what we do with things like, I know Premier Guitar does those rig rundowns. Probably the worst thing you could ever watch. It's a hard.
I saw plenty of those.
What's that?
I saw plenty of those bastards doing the video I did.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. I went through a lot of rig rundowns.
Yeah, you get on them rig rundowns and you're going to hear the most amazing shit. I was just on one. For those of you who have followed me for whatever reason, thanks, number one. Don't know why you do it, but the fact that you do, I appreciate. Don't think it goes unappreciated. If I'm talking like I'm talking now, I'm trying to drill some stuff home and hopefully I've always said I want to be able to teach people until the people are like, what's your goal when you teach people? It's like, I want to teach them so that they can learn for themselves and they don't need me anymore. And the quicker, the better. That's just the way it is. And I would like other people to learn basically what Duncan's saying too, is just go with what you got, man. Play the hell out of what you have. And again, play it. Don't practice until everything is so mechanical on a certain thing that you're going to go home and put a bullet in between your eyes if you don't happen to play it right that night, in front of somebody. It's not about that. It's like, I would rather play Johnny Be Good and Sweet Home Alabama again with some good players at a good gig and just call me up for 2 songs than I would, all of a sudden, by God, I do have, what's that, Eddie Van Halen eruption thing. It's like, look, I got it perfect, and what am I going to do?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's better to go out and play it badly, but have the enthusiasm and enjoy it.
Yeah, people are going to dance no matter what.
And that's
Those are
where your audience are going to pick up on. Is not how well you played, it's how much they enjoyed being in your company.
yeah, they're always going to remember the good time instead of
Yeah.
what fucked up or
They
what
won't
else.
they won't care about he slipped off on a few notes there. Fucker.
They're not going to hear it unless they're another musician.
No.
You know, unless you absolutely just, you know, stick a guitar cord or a electrical cord, an AC cord up somebody's ass and hit them with 240 volts. There's not too much you're going to do that's going to make them so cringe that they'll, you know, go home and string themselves up. You know,
there's a cover band on YouTube. I won't say their name. I can't remember their name, but it's just a bunch of kids playing cover, and they're really good. They are really good technically, but I had to comment on their videos and say, at least look like you're fucking enjoying yourselves.
Oh, what a difference! Yeah,
because it was painful to watch. They were good at the covers. They were good at playing. They just didn't look like they wanted to be there.
That's why I'm called the singing curmudgeon.
So you change the name of the band, not the Hush, just Hush Puppies or something.
You're changing it to Limpin' Biscuit.
I don't know how many of these have been pulled up yet, but if you can be with the gear you love the gear you're with. Somebody said down here, yeah, love the gear you're with. Nothing could hold more true. And people listen with their eyes. Yes, they do. You could be coming out, have a fart coming out of Kathy Ireland's butt and her setting it on fire while she's got boils all over from her waist down, but somehow she'd look sweet doing it.
I remember when I was a lot younger and couldn't play as well or figure things out as well.
God, you can remember that far back.
We get to a part in a song that we didn't know. We'd make a part up.
Sure, why not?
We'd make a part up for that part, and that was when. That's when you're learning.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, well, we can't do what they do, but we got to do something here. So let's come up with something.
It's like they've got 2 more guitar players and 3 more keyboard players than we do. So, and there's a minute worth of stuff going on in that song. What do we do with it?
A bass solo.
Hey, it's making it rain again. What's going on?
Cygnus 12 donated $5.
Well, thank you, brother. Thou doth rock. Thank you.
He said, keep it up. And I don't know if
I can't keep it up, but I'll keep doing this. I've got pills for him, but it still doesn't work.
You're not supposed to rub them in.
Oh, that's not how it works. Just run it underwater, wait for the pill to dissolve, and then just kind of
they're not supposed to be taken anally.
Put on your wank sock.
Yeah.
If anybody's never seen him without his inner filling, there's Krusty the wank sock.
Oh, his inner filling.
I know.
I watch so many channels at night that I'm searching
just for something,
for good content, and I'll see somebody that's got 150,000 subscribers views. And they'll have a shit ton of views on a video,
and it's always a hunk of shit.
And it'll be the same old spewed out garbage about upgrading a Squire or buying. The one that got me the other night was guy holds up. He's not showing the headstocks, but he's showing this real nice looking Explorer and a real nice looking Flying V. If you want one of these guitars before you buy a Gibson, check these out. I click on the video and it's a fucking Firefly. And I'm like,
oh no.
You know what? I won't even hit the thumbs down because that's engagement.
Right.
I won't even give you the courtesy of a thumbs down, you prick. You suckered me into here for a frickin' Firefly guitar.
Yeah.
and then tried to convince me that it had better fretwork than a Gibson.
Somebody said, "Show us the pepperonis." So I did.
Oh, so John Pearson says Daryl Brown. I saw that video too.
That yes, I wasn't
know
going to
what-
say it. I wasn't going to say it. He's done it to me. I'm not falling for it again because he's done it like 10 times now.
Oh yeah, he does
Yeah,
he's-
for $500, you can make your Squire sound like a Fender.
And I don't mean to rake anybody through the coals. Yes, I do. Anyway, yeah, there are those staple names that keep doing the same fucking thing because it works.
They get clicks.
They get clicks, they get paid, they put a picture of a punana on their
They get free Fireflies.
yeah, they get free Firefly guitars. They
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
not
the point is, I mean, you got to realize that 90% of the content on YouTube, they don't give a shit about you. They
No,
don't give
not
a
at
shit
all.
about the truth or facts. They have literally gotten to the point where this is my job now. I started a YouTube channel and I started making money, and so I've given up my actual job, and now this is my new job now. And so they are just finding ways to make money. So
It's
while
upside
we're
down,
doing
Scott.
that, Scott is showing off our method of making money.
It's upside down, Scott.
no, it's not.
Oh,
Somebody
So-
up there asked if I have any shirts with the neck facing down.
uh,
But go ahead.
yeah,
Finish that dunk.
the neck's not broken on that though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're doing the same thing. Come on, yeah.
Oh,
We want people to send in super chats and all that stuff, but at least we're trying to be somewhere
Somewhat honest about it.
real and honest. Yeah,
uh,
we will
that's-
talk shit and whatever, but you know,
I should do a gig with the Crestline Telly with a microphonic pickups. The worst amp that I got, which I don't know what that would be, I'd have to say this little 5-watt box thing. Get
Okay.
Linda to play what would be the worst bass she's got. I don't know. Go out and buy her $100 bass from the pawn shop. Get Fred to play an old crappy set of drums from the pawn shop. Use Radio Shack mics, a custom PA system, the tuck and roll PA system, and see what the band sounds like. Probably sound just like it sounds now.
True.
yeah, do it all off one of those like cigarette packet amps. Just plug. There's one of those cigarette packet amps just plugged into the house speakers.
Okay, check this puppy out.
That's shiny.
Isn't it shiny?
What color is that? What
I
color is that
love
pick
the
guard?
painted necks. I love the painted necks. Is that neck real fast?
Yes.
Don't stick to it at all, right?
No. And I even got my stutter switch, for my kill switch.
Oh no, but it's a Firefly.
No. If you can look at James Sanders' question.
It's a sexy guitar. That really is.
Thomas
Hey,
Moody,
Thomas.
$2.
Couple bucks. Thank you, buddy. Put that right here in the tonewood jar.
Show me the
Mucho
headstock.
gracias.
Show me the headstock.
Thank you, Sir Thomas. Appreciate you, buddy.
I can't read it. Beatsville.
Bombshell. It's made by
Bombshell.
the company called Hard Luck Kings. They make tons and tons of. Well, it's like this guitar I've purpled out everywhere because it had a white pick guard on it and white knobs and white or chrome here, and these are purple.
Are the saddles purple as well?
Purples. I did everything purple and gold. Yes.
That's amazing.
I paid a fortune to have all this done to a $150 guitar.
That's gorgeous. I really
Isn't it?
like. I love the softening of the edges on the headstock.
Oh, yeah.
That
I
that's
like the back of the
really
neck. I
that's
like the
really
back of the neck.
nice.
Turn it over. Show the back of the neck again. Down by the body. Now I saw something on the back of the neck.
Dirty
Hold
as
it,
hell,
hold
but-
it back. Hold it back.
Dirty.
So
Yeah,
the
dirty
dust.
ass.
No, hold it back. There was something on the back of the headstock I thought I saw. Oh, those tuning keys. Oh my. I didn't even know they made such a thing.
Yeah, Spurtle to do powder coating on them. Which is what is done
What's the asking price on that?
There is none. I don't have it for sale because I'm going to part it, make it into original first. And
No, part. That's fantastic.
then, I know it's fantastic. That's why nobody will buy it.
I'll buy it.
It's polishing a turd. No, it's a great guitar. James was asking about Hard Luck brand guitars.
Duncan will buy it and send it to me.
No, I'll buy it and fuck you.
I think it's fabulous.
I like it.
I put a lot into it, cash, and I probably put $500 into it on after even buying the guitar.
Yeah.
And I've played it twice maybe after I put it together.
All right, I got first.
It's like
I got first
you
dibs.
got first dibs on that one. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of cool guitars going on over there, and if you're ever looking for
channel giveaways, Scott.
Duncan's like,
Yeah.
you better not.
Fuck off. Giveaway.
That's
when we have 20,000 people watching the show and thousands of dollars of super chats coming in, then maybe we'll do a giveaway. But that ain't happening, so there's no giveaways.
Yeah, and I keep going on and on about this one because this one here is
Groovy.
One that has been sold 3 times as well, and nobody's ever paid for the poor thing. Isn't she beautiful?
Remora, Fumora.
It's the Groovy Jizz Master. So it's another one I stuck together. It's got Fender Custom Shop 58 pickups. So if you want them to sound like they do right before the wires break, then you get the reissue 58s. So that's what I got here.
I like the binding top and bottom. That's nice.
Yeah, that's what I went for. I wanted something shaped like that, but still had 3 pickups like this, and so I had to order from overseas and get the white pick guard. Get rid of the white pearl pick guard that came with it, and they didn't offer one in black, so had to send it over there and pay the $50 plus the almost $50 in shipping over there and back to get a black plate done for it that happens to fit both places, because not all back plates are considered equal because the screw holes are in slightly different places depending on what country they're made in. So
that's quite a bonkers neck plate on that as well.
Yeah. I had that one made.
Look at that.
Yeah. And what was that? I have sold this thing 3 times, and then all of a sudden people have dicked me 3 times. So we might have to do I'll put up a thing saying we're going to auction this son bitch off and start at 0 and see where it goes.
You got to have a reserve.
Shit, have I got to buy that one as well? Fucking hell.
It's like, hey, if we ever need to, we can do auctions or giveaways. I'll give away a shirt. How's that?
No. If we're giving away anything, we're giving away socks.
I have 2 shirts period left in my shirt thing, so I'll give away one of those next week. I know Duncan has to hit the trail, and I promised him I would. He needs to go to sleep badly, for he's getting up early in the morning and going on a sabbatical.
I'm going. Yeah, I'm going on a food tour, and I will take pictures, and I will fill Facebook up of all the lovely nosh I'm going to be eating, and sitting on a beach.
Oh, somebody's gonna. Oh, I'll go with you.
Yeah, but you're more than welcome. Love to have you there. Fuck.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay, don't forget when. Don't forget he's been here since the beginning.
Yeah, when you
I'm
get to the
talking to
giveaway.
TC. When I
He's
go to
talking
the,
about when you get to the giveaway.
not a problem. I won't forget. It won't sway anything, but I won't forget. Somebody said they liked the yellow one and got the color right there, that wildly pink,
Are those lace pickups?
pinkish orange. They look like it, but they're actually Charvels.
Oh.
Hey, here's an idea. Here's an idea. You do the giveaway, but only to channel members. Dun 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 dun.
Ooh. So we have 5 or 6 people in it, but it's still a giveaway.
At the moment,
At the moment, that's a good
next
idea.
week you say this is
Look
the
at you
guitar we're going to
thinking.
give away.
Look at you thinking.
Nybrock Knoll says that he nails it too. That guitar is so 80s.
Oh, yeah. Very 80s. Yes.
So is that
80s.
so? Is that a good good beginner's guitar for metal?
Oh, that's a good guitar for anything in the world. That's a good guitar for any goddamn thing. That's the other question. We'll go with that one. Let me see real quick. See now, I know that is going out across probably one of the worst ways anybody could ever hear a guitar. But if anybody was to actually say, "Wow, dude," I'd be like, "How do you get that tone?" I'd be like, "Well, you grab any guitar that looks like that." You plug it in through a $150 Fender amplifier, and you go to town.
Those aren't $150
then-
anymore, buddy.
No,
Then
you
you
get
run-
these for $130 now.
Then
110.
you run it through OBS, then onto YouTube. That's how you get the tone.
Those
Right.
were kind of expensive, weren't they? They weren't $150.
Let's see what I give for it.
You got the tweed one even.
Yeah, I got the tweed with the country with the leather paisley stuff
That's a gentleman's amp.
and that foot switch. So it has the all kinds of backing tracks and blah blah blah.
That's
So-
cool.
It comes in handy teaching and stuff. I never play through the big amp, and well, because there's no need to. Let's see. It's asked TC's what's the worst guitar for metal? Is there one? Maybe this. I don't know. It depends on if you're playing
acoustic.
maybe if you're playing acoustic metal.
Mm.
Now then this
Yeah,
would be the
unplugged.
best thing for would be the best thing for acoustic metal. Okay, so let's see. What's the worst guitar for metal? None of them.
Well, metal always sounds best when it's unplugged.
Oh, yeah, I've heard a few MTV metal unplugged stuff. You're right. It had a certain something to it.
Yeah, music.
A certain musicality to it that I hadn't noticed before. There's actually chords being played, not just fuzz going. Oh, I hold on, James. I don't know if you read that, Dunk. James's last two.
Is that a banana in your pants or is it your foot switch?
That better be a foot switch. I'd be mad if I had a banana laying around here that I hadn't eaten. To know I could feel all full and not hungry at the moment. See, a hollow body probably isn't a good sound for metal. Huh? No
I'm
problem.
going to make a suggestion for anybody that really loves classic rock to go look up on YouTube Steve Marriott, A Pack of Three.
Why?
It's just fantastic rock and roll. And
Oh,
it's Steve Marriott, Jerry Shirley, and John Cleason, I think, playing bass. I can't remember his name.
my parents' names are Jerry and Shirley.
You're kidding.
No. And they're both still alive.
My parents' name are Dick and Marge.
Large?
Marge.
Dick and large.
It was a prison cell.
A large
marriage.
dick.
Yeah.
Let's see. They don't have good old names like that anymore. Everybody's either got a hardcore black name.
Yeah. Chelina.
Yeah. Lakeisha. Latwilla.
Yeah, they name their kids after things in the medicine aisle at the drugstore, like Tylenol and Geritol.
Geritol. That sounds like a name. Not Jamal. Yeah, there's Gertrude down there. That's a good call. What are the last ones? See, let's see. Oh no. I can't say that. Anyway, it was I got the tickle earlier about James saying that put it this way, he was talking about the wank sock and he misspelled the word sock. It was an autocorrect thing. He's like, I was expecting to go up and see it say wank cock, but it wasn't. Oh, just don't mind me. I'm just rattling. He's like, no, you're not. You're getting the fuck off here. You said you were going to.
It's what we do every week. What are you talking about?
That's true. Stanley. I God damn it. I was going to mention that today, and I forgot all about it. Oh, well. See, because I had originally planned on giving away a shirt, but then I just didn't. But Stanley was going to be the answer to the question. If anybody can believe that.
Hang on a minute. What was the question?
There was no, I mean, the question that was going to be.
What's your favorite kind of knife? I mean, I don't know. What is it?
Yeah, but Stanley was going to be the answer to the question I was going to ask.
So,
and
are you going to keep that secret till next time?
Or it was going to be a simple one. Just since I'm a Kiss guy, I was just going to.
Well, Shield 401. Shield 401 because he got the answer.
So you won next week's giveaway.
He wins next week's giveaway.
Well, no, I'm sure that doesn't work.
Does Shield get a free T-shirt? You guys decide.
No, I still haven't heard the question yet.
Oh, I was going to ask if anybody actually knew Paul Stanley's real first name.
Stanley.
Exactly.
Paul. So his name is Stanley Stanley?
Paul Stanley Eisen is his name. Or Stanley Paul Eisen, I'm sorry.
Stanley Eisen.
Yep. Yeah, Stanley is his first name instead of his last name.
All right, what's Elvis Costello's real name?
Elvis Costello.
Marilyn Monroe.
Nope.
Marilyn Monroe. What?
Let's see if anybody in the chat gets it.
But nobody knows who.
I should know what it is because you've told it to me several fucking times in the past.
It's Declan McManus.
Oh, like somebody was going to know that.
They would if they liked Elvis Costello.
Nobody likes Elvis Costello.
Yeah, Elvis
Even
Costello's real
even
name
Mrs.
is
Costello doesn't like it.
Elvis Costello's real name is Paul Stanley. Yes, it's Declan McManus.
Okay, now being that Paul Stanley's name is not Paul, and Paul is nowhere in his name, then Ace Frehley joins the band. Why did he have to go with Ace?
Space.
Why couldn't he just use his real name? Why couldn't Ace Frehley just use his regular name instead of
His name
having
is
to go with Ace?
Paul.
His name is Paul. There couldn't be two Pauls in the band, even though one Paul name is fake. So it's a fall Paul.
That's getting confusing.
I know, and Gene Simmons' real name doesn't have Gene or Simmons in it. His name is Chaim Witz.
He's from Israel.
Or Chaim.
That's a more
Chaim.
interesting name. That's a better name.
What was the drummer's name again? Peter.
The original was Peter Criscola. Yes.
What's Conway Twitty's real name?
I don't know.
Conway Twitty.
Does anybody have either of those for a real name? Conway or Twitty? Have you
Probably
ever heard of
not.
a Conway anywhere? How much does a Conway?
Harold Jenkins.
That's Conway's name? Is that
No,
right?
I don't know.
RJ? Or J Ray, sorry. Gene Simmons' name was also Paul.
Uh-oh, Duncan left.
He did. He might have had something to do.
Well, he's
I know
got to
he's-
close out the show.
Oh, that's okay. He'll be back then. Let's see. Harold Jenkins. Is that true? Harold Lloyd Jenkins.
Lloyd Jenkins.
Well, by God. And I like Conway. Everybody always making fun of me for liking him, but you had a... What's happening, Dunk?
I accidentally clicked a button and ended up losing the
He
thing.
fell in the loo. He fell in the loo.
I fell in the hole. Here you
No,
go. Here's an idea for your giveaway next week. You
What?
get a Sharpie, get your T-shirt, write on the label, or sign the back of it. Ooh.
Ooh.
Sign it, back of it, Dr. Greavy. But write on the label of the T-shirt a name, and then everybody has to guess the name of the T-shirt.
Of what?
Of the T-shirt. You name the T-shirt.
Now what?
And if they guess the name right, they get the T-shirt.
Oh, that way inside the T-shirt tag, it's not actually obscuring anything.
Yeah.
But I could name it, like Krusty, like we did with the Wank Sock. But okay, I'll do it.
There you go.
By gummit.
It's 10:15 and counting.
Oh, we better get Duncan to sleep. Okay, kiddies. Thanks for everybody coming and hanging out and sticking around doing whatever the hell we do, which is talking about whatever the hell happens to hit Duncan's mind.
Well, I need to go to sleep, so you better sing me out a lullaby.
Oh, well, we'll do a lullaby. And we're going to let Ed say bye.
Goodbye.
And thank you, everybody who showed up tonight to watch this whatever this is. And hopefully we'll see you next week for the giveaway. And we're going to give away guitars and T-shirts and Scott's underwear. So look forward to that. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Duncan. Good night, Ed.
You're gonna tuck me in.
Good night, John Boy.
Yeah.
I want a story and a cuddle.
Get out from underneath my covers there, John Boy.
John Boy, that's your sister.
Little more to the left, John Boy.
All right. I'm going to hit the credits. Good night, everybody. Thank you very
Perfect.
much for coming. Bye.
Fuck you, John Boy. Fuck you, John Boy.